Hi, this is CPM for parents and their kids. This is part 4 of a 5-part series on displaying data. Now we're going to be using a histogram to look at the question of how many minutes do you walk your dog each day. We'll be looking at how many minutes they actually walked their dog and how many minutes they estimated and to compare them. In the CPM notes for Course 1, Chapter 2, they chose to explain what a histogram was by comparing it to a dot plot. For me, that approach is a little confusing, so I went ahead and I chose to compare it to a bar graph. I just wanted to let you know. A histogram is similar to a bar graph, but rather than grouping into categories as a bar graph does, such as marbles being white, blue, or pink, a histogram groups numbers into ranges, such as how many people walk between 10 and 20 minutes or 20 and 30 minutes. We will be making 2 histograms, one for Wednesday data and one for the estimate. In designing a histogram to make it meaningful, the goal is you have to think and have purpose behind the interval range you choose. And that's what we'll be looking at next. My goal was to create a histogram that displayed data in the sense that people could look at it and notice the number of dogs that take short walks to the number of dogs that take long walks. I chose to use 20-minute intervals. I did consider 15 and also 30 minutes. Since I chose 20-minute intervals, I grouped my numbers in 20-minute intervals. And I did it on the line, and I also did it on the stem and leaf plot because we do need to practice that skill of reading from it. And then you can see how I graphed the histogram. Once again, we're setting up in intervals of 20 minutes. This time we're looking at the estimated length of time that people predicted they walked their dogs daily. And then we will compare it to their actual walks on Wednesdays in the next graph. Putting 2 histograms together to compare is not on your CPM homework, but it is good to extend your learning. In our next video, we will learn to ask questions about the graphs we have created. Let's take a closer look at the data point 20. It lies on the tick mark. So what do? Does it go in the bin between 0 and 20 or between 20 and 40? You would put it to the right between 20 and 40. Here are some helpful links. Happy learning!